Hi, my skin's really broke out because of what I'm living through, but it is getting better. The Sorry, I just woke up. I don't look my best. I don't like filming myself like this, but it's all right. Hey, um, I have to have the sound machine on because the semi trucks are what's going on right now. I've listed clearly more than once all the combination of insanity that should be regulated, should have ordinances for, especially the semi trucks with the damage they do to the concrete. Not here, dude. Nope. That's what's happening, and it's quite noticeable, and it really throws you off. Oh, fuck yeah. And so the sound machine is on yet again. The machine there was on till about 3 a.m. And I still, with the machine going, I had to plug my ears quite hard a few times because of screaming, racing, urgent EMS. And one of them was the police. It was a police. You can tell I'm not going to do this all the time, every video. Going some direction, I believe, up that way. Anyways, I know there's some really good DCPD officers, so I always worry about them here. But my skin is getting better. It's just these huge zits. It's from complete and total fear and terror I experience in this house. But the rosacea issue is definitely getting better. One thing at a time, right? We'll just take it one day at a time. Okay, so now we understand. Like in New York, I started hitting this 3 years ago. This is for neo-Nazi, okay? That's the, whatever the word, don't give me on words. They have what I call, you can find another term. This is how I'm communicating it. They have a ground force, and it's the police in the United States. Not all the cops. Like I just said, the DCPD have thousands of incredible humans. And then they got, obviously, what I've been totally making clear here. They've got cops involved with drugs and prostitutes. Those are criminals. And those cops work with the despots and all this stuff for neo-Nazism, okay? That's the point here. So I'm not going to keep repeating it every time I make a bulletin point. I'm not going to keep repeating this. I'm really getting tired of having to explain things. Especially when I'm screaming over sound machines. The fuck, man. This is horrendous, what I'm going through. And how nice I am. I don't think it's even at all appreciated or even recognized. I don't. That's okay. God and Jesus recognize it. Alright, so there are really good badge holding official cops. And they, more than ever, like I know how dirty and evil the rest, not the rest, whatever the way you want to describe it, the other bit of them is, the other bad ones, okay? So you have federal agents. When I say cops, it's writ large. I can't do this every video, dude. You have federal agents involved with the overthrow of the U.S. territory for white nationalism. You have local police, so on and so forth, okay? So that explains why they've been harassing me and coming to my door. The cops are the doctors, the hospital people, everywhere I live. Because they're all in the mob circuit, okay? And you have your civilians caught up in it, which explains a lot of that hospital staff. I knew that when I was there. I knew that when I was in the United Kingdom. You can clearly see in the Europe, it's very clear. The civilians caught up in neo-Nazi fascism is very, very, very clear to any sober adult. You got millions of people in the United Kingdom right now all for a neo-Nazi overthrow and genocide to hold that power and take that territory. Okay? I am so patient and nice to explain these things when you, as an adult, should already know what happened in World War II. You should already know the agenda of a neo-Nazi. Jesus and God recognize my patience. They recognize how fucking nice I am. They recognize it all. I know that you don't. But you go to hell. And I know that too. I'm content with that. So, it explains what, these people will be protected by their dirty cops who are really in power here in Washington, D.C. It's the capital. I don't need to explain all that. Oh my heavens, Lord Jesus, don't make me. He won't. He won't. So it explains, all right? That is where your answers lie, and my answers have lied there. I would like to turn this machine off, but when you do, another semi-truck comes roaring up the road. Dude, it's so horrendous to have to sit here through that. No sane person would sit here through that. You're going to do whatever you can to block that fucking out. I have no other option. All right. So basically what's going on is the mob, whatever. These are the words I have. This is how I explain it. All right? Is trying to take over the planet. It's for neo-Nazi. They have a ground force of cops. They're actually the most enforcers, a powerful ground force in the United States. They also have a ground force of their thug guys, their whatever, mob guys. But the cops are actual ground force for, I don't need to explain this shit, dude. I hope I don't. I'm tired because I have already. I just get so tired of it. All right? Then they have the mob has a lot, it's all for white nationalism, okay? They have a lot of the actual military members. With the military members and some of the cops, they might be Islamists into this Arab thing, this Middle East, we're going to take over. There's a lot of, it's a mix to this, but it worked really well for these despots who were setting the scene, okay? For this, and here we are in it now. You also have a lot of the military and police who are evil, in it for Russian mob. So there's a few aspects to this. I'm not going to elaborate on this, all right? Any of the white people in this, on the evil side, are in it for Hitler. Any of the non-white, it's not for Hitler unless there's a few that are really into Hitler and they're not white people. They're in it for other reasons. It falls within the mob or it falls within Islamist. Islam, Allah Akbar. I am not saying bad things about Muslims. I'm talking about terrorists. All right, I can't do this all the time, being fucking scrutinized like this. So what they're doing right now, the mob is also bikers. The bikers are the bosses here. It's the bikers. It's bikers. It would make sense they're right up there with the Russian neo-Nazi. Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, it's a white thing. This is a white national takeover. They won't do it, but this shit is fucking seriously fucking dangerous right now. So you got bikers. They're more Russian mob. They might be non-white, some of them, but they answer to the white boss. The white boss is Putin. They know. Therefore, you're going to have to ask them what that was all about, okay? The non-white ones. I'm out of this. I just want to be safe through this. All right. Right now, what I dreamt was they're taking in about 2,000. That was my number. It's a thing. They're going to get more immigrants, people who want to learn skills. These people aren't that bad, but they're from developing nations, third world nations. So they will also work if they're told to with despot, cartel, whatever fascist ruler. This is what we need to balance on the planet, is so that humans don't have to settle their ethics and morals to have food to eat. It's all about just filling your belly with food. It will be settled. It will stop. This is World War III really, in the end, is a good thing. And it's very short. The hot war part of it. But it was really disgusting what happened to the human race before World War III went into real noticeable elements, hot war, because they were using food as a way to, control humans. It's beyond evil. So that won't be a problem, okay? That won't, no. But right now you have some of these really desperate immigrants. Some of them aren't so aware that they're working with bikers. And a few of them are kind of catching on that what they're doing is illegal. But again, what I just said, okay? They're not mens rea, culprit minded. No, they're not. So they're rounding up in this different ethnicities. It's different nations. Wherever they're getting this pool of immigrants to do, the bikers, the mob, to do this thing, it's for the war. It's for World War III. They believe the mob is going to help. It's going to help them. I'll hit the locations. I'll do my end to make sense of it. I really don't know what they're doing. You have to ask a more of a knowledgeable person what the mob is doing. But they just started rounding them up from different parts of the world. They're immigrants. They're really poor. They bust them in, and they're telling them they're learning a certain type of sewing. It's like an industrial type of sewing for uniforms and stuff like that. Okay, that's the best I can make out. The sewing they're learning is a great skill. So some of them are excited because they're learning a really good skill, and there's other skills that these immigrants get to pick from. So they believe. But it's not a government-sponsored, really great thing. No, it's the organized crime, bikers. So, but sewing, these are the ones that I'm going to tell the military and factories and hotels. They're getting, I can't tell you. I know that what I saw when I was unconscious dreaming was they were busing them out, the immigrants, from the hotels. If that helps you. Yeah. And taking them to factories. And so this is, I'm asking my archangel, so how do I do this for the military? I put it on my social media. And the noise is so fucking horrendous and tremendous. I'm like, you know what? This isn't going to happen. Let me try later. And there's too many fucking suspects here prowling around the house. I can't believe what I'm fucking witnessing is going on in my country. So let me just put this on the back burner. Have my coffee. I'm drinking my coffee. I have to have the sound machine blasting. It's just not the time. But what I saw also was there's an espresso, like a pop-up, a pop-up restaurant. It's like a pop-up espresso bar near one of the factories, and the bikers ride the bikes. These are bikers into the espresso bar, and they work with, one of them is a woman. She's non-white. So you have to ask these types why they're helping Nazis. But look, I'm out of this. She's non-white. She's very mean biker ladies. You know, if you were to come across her, she's kind of pretty, but she's a biker criminal. You would not doubt that. She runs the espresso bar. She can be found there hanging out. It's a little distance from the factories where they're sewing, learning to sew. And then remember, there's different list of skills that they're going to teach the immigrants. These skills are great. I would personally love to learn some of these sewing skills for a hobby. It's really great skills. These skills could help somebody get out of poverty. But they're not planning to do that. This is a neo-Nazi overthrow. They don't have no plans to help no fucking immigrants. For one, this is genocide that they're planning to do. But that's the thing. They're not going to really ever pull that off. All right, so I'm glad I could at least explain that on video. I hope this touches the ears of somebody out there. If there's anything else I forgot, I'll just type it or maybe film again. It's hard with the sound machine always blasting. It's really tough here. I need to leave. I need to fucking get out of here. But definitely in this dream, we're headed straight into World War I. World War III in nature was so much like World War I that it's actually really significant, and the history needs to be told that way. It's very significant. The mob is on the defense. They are really nervous. When I was around them unconscious in my dream, they're really nervous. These are not people who think they're winning the war. That was good for me to see that. Okay? So that means all these dirty cops and dirty doctors that help the dirty cops and all these dirty politicians and stuff in DC. No, I can't say the politicians, because the politicians, I believe, are truly out of it on drugs. But the ones that maybe have a little bit of an idea of reality, they do not think that they are off to the races in World War III with the advantage. They're really nervous. All right, so I did pick up on that. My impression through the dream was this World War III might get off to a kicking start where you can't deny it because it's a hot war fairly soon. Fairly soon. Yeah, we might see some serious stuff fairly soon. Also, I'm so glad I'm remembering some of this. The mob is literally trying to take over. Putin is the Russian mob. So I need to say no more. Organized crime in history tried to take over different nations. They did. They used white power as this whatever the word, and it was fueled, the other half of it, by Middle East terrorists. All right, so that's my big bulletin points, that when this is all finally done, I can analyze and find clarity. But that's what's going on, basically, okay? Middle East terrorists, white nationalist dictators put in power by the Middle East. They were put in power by them. White power overthrow, organized crime, all the way. Those four. These guys like Biden and Putin are organized crime. Trump is organized crime. So that's all I need to know, okay? It's very dangerous when you have mafiosos trying to take over and wage war. Yeah, it's going to be bad, like it has been. Like it has been. So we need to pray for the people we love right now. And we need to pray for our own safety. And we need to be careful. And I would suggest just to get some water and some extra cans of food like I've got. You know, you did it with COVID, so it can't hurt to do it with this. And these mafiosos will kill anybody to take over, okay? It's not just for the mob to have power, people. It's white power. White power is exactly like Mein Kampf. Now, don't forget, I'm sorry, just bear with me. Putin's 30% of the military over there in Russia is Mein Kampf. I call them the German army. They are a white nationalist military force, just like before. Okay, don't panic. The mob is really on the defense. And my job is to try to figure out when I don't have to have a blasting sound machine. It's fine, I don't mind this, and no one can knock on my door because of this. To figure out what exactly these factories are. Let the investigators, if I'm sewing is correct, I think sewing is a big part of it. Let them figure that out because they have the access to intel. I don't have the access. Let me do what I can, but they're definitely on the defense. They're definitely setting something up they think will help them. And let me try to sabotage that. All right, God bless America. Say goodbye.